1. Explain the significance of smoke testing in the software testing process. Smoke testing is crucial in the software testing process because it quickly verifies whether the most critical functionalities of a software build work as expected. It involves a minimal set of tests that cover the essential features. For example, if a new build is released, smoke tests ensure that the application's basic navigation, major functionalities, and critical components are intact. This helps identify major issues early in the development process and avoids wasting time on more comprehensive testing if the basic functionality is compromised. 2. Differentiate between the == operator and the equals method when comparing objects in Java. The == operator compares object references, checking if they point to the same memory location. It does not consider the content of the objects. On the other hand, the equals method, if overridden by a class, compares the content of objects to check if they are logically equal. It is important to note that some classes, like string, override the equals method to compare content. Example: string str1 equals new string hello, string str2 equals new string hello, system.out.println str1 equals str2, / output. False system.out.println str1 equals str2, / output, true. 3. How does inheritance promote code reusability in Java, and can you provide an example? Inheritance promotes code reusability in Java by allowing a class, subclass or derived class, to inherit the properties and behaviors of another class, superclass or base class. This enables the subclass to reuse the code of the superclass without rewriting it. The subclass can also extend or override the inherited methods. Class animal, void eat, system.out.println this animal eats food. Class dog extends animal, void bark, system.out.println the dog barks. Here, the dog class inherits the eat method from the animal class, promoting code reuse. 4. Explain the differences between ArrayList and linked list in the Java collection framework. ArrayList and linked list are both implementations of the list interface in Java, but they have different underlying data structures. ArrayList, backed by a dynamic array, providing fast random access, good for scenarios where there are more retrievals than insertions or deletions, occupies less memory than linked list. Linked list, backed by a doubly linked list, making it efficient for insertions and deletions, good for scenarios where there are more insertions or deletions than retrievals, uses more memory compared to ArrayList. 5. What is the difference between find element and find elements in Selenium? In Selenium, find element is used to locate the first web element that matches the specified criteria, while find elements returns a list of all web elements that match the criteria. If no element is found, find element throws a no such element exception, whereas find elements returns an empty list. Example: web element search box equals driver.findElement by dotted search, list search results equals driver.findElements by class name result. 6. Explain the concept of page object model (POM) in Selenium and its advantages. Page object model (POM) is a design pattern in Selenium that involves creating a separate class for each web page in the application. Each class contains methods that represent the interactions with the elements on that page. The advantages of POM include improved code maintainability, reusability, and enhanced test readability. Public class login page, WebDriver by username input equals by dotted username. Public login page WebDriver this dot driver equals driver. Public void login string username, string password, driver.findElement username input. Send keys username. 7. How can you perform parallel test execution using TestNG, and what are the benefits? TestNG supports parallel test execution through the parallel attribute in the suite configuration or the @test annotation. The benefits of parallel execution include faster test execution, reduced overall test execution time, and quicker feedback. For example, you can configure parallel execution in the test.xml file. 8. Explain the role of feature files in Cucumber, and provide an example scenario outline. Feature files in Cucumber define the high-level description of software features and scenarios using Gherkin syntax. They serve as executable documentation that can be understood by both technical and non-technical stakeholders. A scenario outline allows testing the same scenario with different sets of data. Feature: shopping cart functionality. Scenario outline: add items to the shopping cart given the user is on the product page. When the user adds to the cart, then the cart should display examples. Item: laptop, headphones. 9. Explain the concept of data-driven testing in the context of a Selenium testing framework. Data-driven testing in a Selenium testing framework involves separating test data from test scripts. This allows the same test script to be executed with different sets of data, improving test coverage and reducing redundancy. Test data can be stored in external files like Excel sheets or databases. At data provider name equals test data public object, test data, return new object, username 1, password 1, username 2, password 2, at test data provider equals test data public void login test string username, string password, / test logic with different sets of data. 10. How does continuous integration contribute to agile development, and what tools can be used for C in a Selenium project? Continuous integration, C, in Agile involves regularly integrating code changes into a shared repository and automatically verifying the build through automated tests. This ensures that the code is always in a working state. Tools like Jenkins, Travis C, or GitLab C can be used for C in a Selenium project. They automate the build and test process, providing quick feedback on the quality of the code. This practice facilitates early detection of integration issues and accelerates the development cycle in an agile environment.